Hi guys, it's Kay Comer in here with you, and this is Friday morning, and this is day 5 of our challenge. Let's make a little mini book together. I hope everybody is well into their book. I know some are running a little behind, and gid's mighty. I understand that because my weeks, they all run together. My days all run together. I get up in the morning with a list that 10 people can't do, and then I'm upset at the end of the day when I don't get my list done. But that's just me. But anyway, I've got my book done pretty well. I did not do more to the back like I said I would yesterday. Yesterday was just a crazy, crazy day, and crazier than normal. I am going to make the bows here or make a little knot or something there. I am going to put more in this book because I'll start it with my stack of books to sell. I sell a lot of these books on into fall, and they make great Christmas gifts for preachers and their wives and just anybody, old church ladies in your church, your secret sister, or your mom, your grandma, just anybody. This is a great, in any theme, but I don't even know how many of these I sold last year. I didn't post the pictures because everybody said I want one as close to the one that you just posted as I can. So I just made a whole bunch of them and sold a whole bunch of them. These books, this size, is when it's full, like it's supposed to be, it's $25 plus shipping. So somebody did ask how I determine the price of the books, and the price of the books is determined by the size of the book and the content. They start at $15 plus shipping, and the big, huge grandma book with everything in it, grandma's diary and everything, is $175 plus shipping. Now, that's in the United States. I don't know what it would be outside the United States on any of them. I have shipped a couple outside the United States, and one was, I think, $12 and one was $15 or something like that. Something on that order. It did take them 2 or 3 weeks to get there, but they got there. Okay, so that's this project. Please post your pictures. I've started a thread on our Facebook page, Junk Journals from Grandma with Love. So please post a picture of just a page or the front of your book or whatever. This is not a competition. We're just trying to see what each one is doing, what their style kind of is. It doesn't have to be grungy. It can be whatever kind of touches your heart and soul. So, I'm just a grungy person. I'm an old soul, gosh, from top to bottom, inside out. So this is what really speaks to me, this kind of look right here. So that's it on this book. Before we get into the September challenge, I'm going to lay this up here. I did get some happiness mail the first of the week, and I want to show that to you. This came from Lisa Roeder of Hayesville, Kansas, and I had just commented on one of her, these are called snippets, I think. I have never made a snippet. I can't sew, but her snippets were so cute, and she just sent me several little things. This is burlap with some muslin, and then I guess that's a stamp, or maybe she wrote on there, I'm not sure. Just quotes on each one of these, and gads, I appreciate that. I'm going to get something off to her as soon as I can. I don't know when that will be. Today is house cleaning day. This is Friday. I've wrapped up this book. I have all my orders out right now. The other book is going to be picked up today, the big book, and so thank you so much, Lisa, for this, and I will have something on the way to you pretty soon. So today is deep cleaning day. I speed clean every day. I've told you I don't let anything go. I just don't. I try to stay on top of everything as best I can. We get cobwebs and we get dusty baseboards like everybody else, but I like the home to be what I call surface clean, picture perfect, I call it, where if you're just walking in, you think, oh my goodness, is she a great housekeeper or what? But please don't look in my corners, don't look in my closets, don't look at my baseboards. But I do that about once a week. I try to go over them. But living in the country, dust and stuff like that just accumulates. I'm going to show you real quick. These are the kindness rocks that I talk about off and on my video, and these are just rocks. My husband takes me to a private creek where it's one of his deer hunting sanctuaries, and He takes me to that creek about once a month, and I just gather rocks. I have got thousands of rocks, all different sizes, and I paint them. It is part of the Kindness Rock project that has spread throughout the United States and even into many countries now. And it was started by a woman in 2015 in Cape Cod, and she was just walking along a beach. I picked up a rock, took it home, painted it, and took it back. And then somebody found it and knew it had to be her because she was creative, a neighbor, and found it and called her and told her what that rock meant to her. So she just started painting rocks and putting them around. And, you know, Cape Cod is a tourist town, so that spread. Well, I don't want to tell the whole story right now because one day next week I'm going to do a video on these kindness rocks, because this is something that all of you can do. Everybody's got rocks in their, I would think, in their yard if they don't have a driveway or if they don't live in the country where there's a country road. Just be careful getting your rocks, you know, on a road. But this is a private creek where I go, and I get a 5-gallon bucket full every time we go, and I've got just huge, huge baskets on our porch with my rocks in them, and maybe I'll give you a tour of my baskets and all that next week, too. We'll see. But I'm going to tell you about this, how it got started, the idea behind it, because one word, one phrase, one little act of kindness can change a person's day, their thought process, just so much about them. It can make such a difference in a person's life, just a little bit of kindness. So I'm talking too much about this. We're going to go into that next week. Okay, we will have a whole video on that. Now, what I want to do for the month of September, and I'm going to try to do this even if nobody wants to. I have never done this before. I'm a little bit uneasy about it because I'm not quite sure how to go about it. I'm studying. I want to make what I call hobo books. Now, there's some kind of Japanese journals going around, and they're called Hoboken, Nucken, Nicken, Racken, Foodle, or whatever. I don't know what they're called. But anyway, this is a hobo book. Like, you know, a hobo is different from a bum or a freeloader that you see standing on the corner with a sign. A hobo is somebody who is willing to work. They just don't want to be zoned in on one place, one thing. They want to, they want their life to be a journey. And when I was little growing up, we lived in a home. We moved in a home when I was 9 years old. I grew up in a Walton's environment, and it was Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle John, Aunt Dorothy, Uncle Harry. My cousin came from Washington, D.C. Once a year in the summertime, and then there was the 5 of us, Mom, Daddy, Sue, Beth, and myself, and my dog Fluffy. And we all lived in that big old house, and Grandpa had a farm, and I'd go out in the farm with him during the day and work with him, and there was just so much, you know, to my life growing up. I grew up in the 40s and 50s, and to me, that's like a storybook time. I know it was a hard time. People didn't have as much, but it still was, in a lot of ways, it was a better time. Because I think the more you have, the more you think you need, and that's not true. It's just a bad thought process is what that is. But I want to make what I'm going to call a hobo book. And it's going to be on the order of a small book like this. I meant to distress the edges so this would show up better. I don't know. This one is a little bit smaller and more narrow and a little bit taller. This one is a little bit wider. I don't know how big it would be, but it's going to have one page. Let me put one of them down. It's going to have one page for each day of the month of September. Now, when I say one page, I mean one page like this. Now, you can do different things with your book. I think what I'm going to do is a conglomeration of everything I have been studying. I'm going to have pages that don't have anything but just maybe a motivational quote. And I'm also going to it's going to be like a junk journal, but it's going to be done one day at a time, one page, one day at a time. And I'm going to try to keep that page down to about 15 minutes a day. And then I'm going to have the fabric, the different patterns of paper, just different things. It's going to be distressed. And then there may be pages where I will have something like this, which is just, I picked this one out because that reminded me of our daughter. She is an artist out of this world. All of our kids are. But now she could draw, that girl, and look just like that. some of them look like this, where it's just kind of like a diary. You do it at the end of the day. We would do it after supper time, maybe, if we could possibly do that, because you need to know what's going on in your day, what you're thankful for. There's so many things. I'll write prompts at the first of every week, so if you need something to kind of jog your memory on any given day or every day, you'll have a prompt of something to write about that day on just your one page. You want it to fit in there. And then when you're done, you can just do all kinds of things. You can put little pictures, cut out little pictures and things and put in there, and put some words on top of words. Use paper pages. So many things. Cut out some roses, cut out a recipe, do a recipe, your favorite recipe you had that day, or your favorite recipe for that time of year, and then cut a picture out of a magazine and put it there. Here's another one with some birds and just all kinds of things. Now, these things, I printed them off of Pinterest just to show you. This is somebody else's work. So this is just an old vintage look. Our daughter is into genealogy and all that, and I thought she'd like to see these. I'm going to try to get her a book started, because she may have time to work on a page a day, but that would be about it. This is another one that would just be very vintage, a lot of writing. You want your own penmanship in there. You want your own writing in there. This is another one with just some writing, some words, maybe a page out of a book. Maybe that looks like maybe a napkin, because you can kind of see through it. Some words just put here and there, and just different things. Here's another one with the very vintage look. Just so many things. I love this. I love this look. That is me. That speaks to me in some crazy way, but it speaks to me. Happiness. I caught that word right off the bat. Okay. I love that page. I just love that page. Now, I love this page. This kind of, I'm not getting it close enough. This kind of is my brain on a day, on any given day. My life. Smile no matter what. Smile about my life. I've got one. I'm using it. And that is brilliant. Okay. So it's just, they just have all kinds of things on here. Let's do this that says, wonderful. Just words at random. Little stickers at random. You can use stickers from Hobby Lobby, or you can cut something out. This is a page somebody made. It just says, things to start doing more often. Go outside. Go for a walk with the dog. Stop thinking negative. Speak kind words. Read. Keep things tidy. Go to bed earlier. Just little doodles is really what that is. So some of your pages can be like that. All of your pages can be like that. All of your pages can be nothing more than writing at the end of the day for 15 minutes and doing some little doodling and putting in some stickers and a little bit of fabric or whatever of what you have done that day. Words, it says. Words, because words have power. Watch what you say. Open your heart. Respect others, yourself and others. Delivery determines direction and meaning. Speak kindly. The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Now, this is just a page that somebody has made, and I love this. I just love this. This kind of thing speaks to me. I would need it in muted colors for it to speak very loudly, but it does. My time is now. This is just a big doodle of it. It could be a lollipop. I think these are supposed to be trees. But isn't that cute? And that's just probably put on some maybe watercolored or something on some Hobby Lobby paper or something, scrapbook paper. Here's another one, a flower. Has a quote down the side. I'm going to be doing lots of quotes, lots of doodling. I may do some things about, that's all fallen because my phone's going off now, and that's probably my husband needing me. Here's some cups stacked up. Time for tea. Time for you. Time for tea. Time for you and time for tea. If you're not there, you can't have tea. Okay, and a birdie on top. Isn't that cute? So when we get these books done, these books are going to be just out of this world. I think I'm a little bit uneasy about it, because I have never done anything like this before. Let me show you some of these closer now that I realize I didn't have the camera up there. I looked at tripods yesterday, didn't see anything that I felt was right, so I still don't have anything. But I'll have something soon. I got to have something here. But just go on Pinterest if you have a Pinterest account, and if you don't, you need it. Just some great ideas on there. Now, you can't copy these people's work and put it on your page. You know, you can't print that off and put it on your page. Hopefully you have a computer, you know, where you can find some images in magazines and things. I mean, have a printer and you can kind of shrink them down or blow them up or whatever. So that's it. This is on the order of what we're going to do. Now, what I'm going to do is a week before September 1st, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to work on mine for 2 weeks between now and then, just a sample book. And I'm going to call it a few days in August or whatever and see what I can do with this. So, this is September. That's what we're going to do. Kind of give me an idea if you're interested in doing this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think at the end of the month, we will each be a better person than we were at the beginning of the month, simply because we're taking time and making time to really put our thoughts down, really pull in some things that are close to us, that kind of speak to our heart and soul. And so that's it. I've gone 15 minutes today. I'm going to go down there and get to cleaning. I love to clean, and so that's going to be easy for me today. The reason I wanted to call it a hobo book is because hobos, you know, I love hobos. We had a marked house in the 1950s, and it was marked by the family that lived there before, because it was known throughout the United States, or wherever hobos go, that you could stop at certain houses across the country and they would give you a meal or let you put a pallet on their porch and sleep outside or whatever. And our home was one of those homes. So when they would knock on our door, Daddy would go out. He wouldn't bring them in the house, but he would take a whole plate lunch out and sit on the porch and talk to them while they ate. And I was fascinated with hobos and things way back then, and homeless people and all that. And I was like 9 years or 10 years old. So I would go out and sit with him and just listen as Daddy and these men would talk. It was always men. So I've always had a warm spot in my heart for homeless and hobos and all that sense. Now, some of the homeless people we see today are just lazy people. But a lot of people are not. You know, they're just down on their luck, and they've been knocked down so many times they can't pull themselves back up. So that's why I think it's always a good idea to think positive first, and if that doesn't work, go from there. I know I'm missing a few things, but I got to get going on in the house, and I'll talk to you about the middle of next week. I'll do the Kindness Rock thing. We'll have a little bit more to say and do then. Be thinking if you want to do this September challenge. This is going to be fun. This is not competition either. So whatever you have is going to be okay. I'm going to tea-dye my book. I'm going to distress it just like I do my my own little junk journals and my mini books. So, okay, that's it. Thank you all that took part in this challenge. It's been fun for me. It's been hard to do these videos every day, and I'm not good at the videos because I jabber and I get off on rabbit trails and stuff. But we made it. So post your pictures on the Junk Journals from Grandma with Love page. Tell your friends all about these challenges that we're going to be doing. We're also going to be starting a question of the day, and we're going to do that on Monday and Thursday. Every day I'll post every morning a question of the day, and that's just so we can kind of get to know each other and, you know, our likes and dreams and hopes for the future. And just, you know, it might be the recipe. What's your favorite summer recipe? I don't know, you know, it'll be different, something different every day, just so we can kind of communicate a little bit and get to know each other. Give us something to look forward to, too, for those of us that are shut in and this and that. Okay, gotta go. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing and have done and are going to do in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave some comments below the video. That's supposed to help your video you know, get out there so we can pull in more subscribers, and we want to grow as much as we can. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later. I love you all.